Hey guys,
Doc here.
and Lefty.
Alright, so we haven't been able to keep you guys up to date in a little bit about what's been going on with our Dragon Age Origins campaign. We didn't actually stop playing. Just we haven't had a chance to record it. I did continue on. We just had to do the Dwarven area of Orzammar, and Orzammar takes a while.
Lot of
Uh,
padding, lot of padding, a lot of back and forth.
yeah, I'm not really a huge fan. Like I love good story. I love fancy stuff like that. But what I don't love is the running back and forth for no apparent reason other than, oh, look, we found yet another spot. Oh, well, you should walk all the way back to the other side of Orzammar. Two completely different screen wipes, just so that way you can have this person tell you, oh, yeah, you could bring that to Balin.
There's a lot of fetch quests. There is back and forth. You are basically passed around as a
liaison bitch.
yeah, about that. And don't get me wrong, RPG and everything, and you're used to doing those quests and stuff like that. But you come to Orzammar to get their help with the blight, and you go through all this process to get the new cane. But there's dozens of little smaller quests that don't pertain to any of it. And if you're a completionist like us, and you try to plow through it and get everything done, you tend to lose track of that main point. You're like, oh, I have to go return the papers to this person, or talk to that person now, and this and that. What does any of this have to do with, finding a new king?
Just getting an army for the blight.
Yeah,
and I cleared through everything. I'm actually turning in the very last quest now, and I don't get me wrong. Dragon Age is a phenomenal game series. Dragon Age Origins is a phenomenal game. I'm very tired of it. There are these small enemies called deep stalkers. They're like little baby raptors. I hate these things because they are fast, they're small, they come in about
groups of
6 to 15.
There's an excessive amount of them.
They're worth nothing. Little to no experience. They don't drop anything. They're just fluff. There's no real big AoE attacks you can spam to deal with them. Well, I mean, a mage could do some, but you're talking about these little fluff things that are worth nothing. Then you're fighting through the Darkspawn. Cool. I love this. I love the lore. You're down there with the Legion of the Dead. You're going through the deep roads. You're seeing all this cool stuff. You're trying to find a paragon. You're trying to do all this stuff. But you're sitting there like, this is the 30th tunnel I've randomly gone down that led to a dead end. And at the end of this dead end, you fight a bunch of harder mobs. And there's true lockboxes. You're like, okay, you know what? I probably walked all the way down here for this really cool item. You unlock the chest, and it's like a Darkspawn axe and a Darkspawn mace. And you're like...
And all Darkspawn items have a debuff that comes with them. They are essentially trash.
Yeah, so you sell them, and they sell for like a gold, or a sovereign, rather. Why? Make... The loot is negligible. I'm OCD. I've got to grab all of the loot, all the pretties, all the shinies. I got to explore everything. The map has to be clear. That's how I am.
That's for completionists. I'm going to say this on behalf of the developers and the people who built this world because of what we know about the deep roads and how they are. They are supposed to be a maze of ruined tunnels and former cities that belong to the dwarves. It's supposed to be huge, filled with creatures and things that you don't want to bump into, yada yada yada. So what they did there was actually establish that in the world, put it in the game, and make it playable. Don't get me wrong, in most circumstances, that's a great thing to do. Developers, game makers, whatever, keep doing that. It's just that there was so much of it that you got lost in there And unless you're sitting down by yourself and playing the game a few hours at a time, enjoying it, if you're trying to bum rush through it so we can get it and report a video on it, it's a hassle. It's
My main issue is in all the other RPG games I've played, heck, most games I've played, there is a quicker travel method, be it horse or vehicle to get around a larger map, or
short
something
time
simple
ability.
like mages would have a blink ability, warriors have a jump, rogues have a sprint. Like, there's always been something. You hit down one button, you move a little bit faster. Sometimes you can only do it out of combat. But I feel like even the run with the weapons put away, I'm not
moving.
progressing. And the tunnels are huge. And sometimes you have to go through an entire tunnel chamber to get to another one that you already passed just so you could try the other side. It's unnecessary padding.
Does anyone else notice this or point this out? The main roads that are the tunnels that used to be the roads between the tigers. Don't get me wrong, I know the Dwarven Empire was once at one point a monolith civilization, but at the same time, dwarves are this tall, and their hallways are like 30 feet in the air. One, how they reach,
Lots of step
and
ladders.
two, isn't that a little excessive? Why did you have like? It would have been better if it was the same design and everything, but everything was more compressed and small. Like for you, if you're not playing a dwarf character, feel like as you're playing, you're kind of naturally trying to duck. That would have been more. That would have been better.
But it could have been the Darkspawn knocking at the tunnels too. But that's more the tunnels and less the roads.
Yeah.
But all the same, in regards to Orzammar, the story itself is good. It's good. It's interesting. You wind up getting to Orzammar, telling him, "Listen, I'm the Grey Warden. I need soldiers." Oh well, we don't have a king. So your choices are Haramon or Balin. Balin is a lying, sneaky, manipulative troll of a dwarf. If you played the noble dwarf backstory, you find out really how deceptive and evil this kid is. But he's willing to give you an army. But he's willing to work with you. He wants to establish change. He wants to make a lot of crazy good things happen.
He's technically the good choice. In later games, we'll talk about how the world changes from one game to the other, because how you play does affect. So when we finish this storyline, carry over all the things that we're doing in this game will carry over and affect the world there. If we picked Haramond, who is the much more noble, nice, and upfront guy, but he's also ultra conservative. He only believes in Orzammar's ancestors' values. Therefore, no more open trade. If you're castless, you stay castless forever, no matter what, even if you were born into it. And these are a lot of like bad things. And Balin, as terrible as a person he is, wants to give casts a chance to win their caste back or perform other duties and earn the rights.
So you have your conservative person who is all about the ancestors and old ways, traditional dwarf, versus your progressive, I want to change the world to make it better, and I don't care who I have to screw to get there, dwarf. I actually picked Balin. I normally pick Haramond because I like his policies. I like him more. But I wanted to see how things would work out with Balin this time. He is a slimy little worm.
Yes.
But he is the better choice when it comes to you need to get things done. In my opinion.
Yeah, there's a key point in this storyline where you pick whether or not to destroy a certain item and get golems for your army or just have the dwarves. We chose to destroy it because of the cost. We'll go over that maybe another video.
We'll see.
In
the wrap up, probably.
But if you have Haramond, he'll give you golems, but for some reason they're either weaker or there's less of them. If you had the golems and Balin's can't eat you golems for days, golems for days. So you see a lot of that. There is subtle, small changes based on who you pick and how you play out the story. So this is good and it's got a lot of replay value. Just don't try to bum rush through the entire thing in one sitting.
No. Alright, well, that has been Orzammar. We're going to the Dalish camp next. If you want us to bring a certain party with us, you have questions, or you want to give us suggestions, please comment down below, like, favorite, subscribe, or dislike if you really don't like the video. Let us know what you think. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. You can hit us up anywhere you want. Alright, we'll see you next time. This has been Doc.
And Lefty. And Francis is around here somewhere.
Nice.
Bye.
Later.